Alright, hello guys, this is the fifth battle, and this one is against good buddy of mine, MikeDecisHere. And MikeDec is now a mod on Smogon, so maybe you can beat some fucking sense into the bloody idiots. Now Mike is actually a beast at this game, he is really fucking good. So, I put on my try-hard pants, and I dove right in. But, this is actually going to be a lot more difficult than I really thought it was. I really did underestimate him quite badly. Although I did ask him, like, can you bring, a team of, what is the word? Sort of pokes that have a chance of going up and down, that kind of thing. So, I suppose a team of sort of suspects. So, he's got, you know, Eevee like Chansey, Ninetales, Genesect, Xatu, Dugtrio, Venusaur. I don't know why Xatu is in there. I can't imagine Xatu going over you. I could kind of see Dugtrio. But, yeah, it was a really difficult battle. And as I say, Mike is fucking good with the game. Anyway, he's going to lead off with his Genesect as I lead off with Magnezone. I think, haha, I predicted that. Wait a minute. He has Flamethrower. Didn't think that one through, did I? So now I have to switch out, and I feel like a bit of a buck. And I have to go into Politoed, because nothing else I really, I can't really switch into anything else to take a Flamethrower, because he can switch out and ruin me. He has numerous things to do. But for the time being, he's just going to go for a U-turn. I suppose it was blissfully obvious, because, I don't know, maybe he thinks I've got Magnet Pull, but I knew I couldn't take a Flamethrower +1. Anyway, he's going to go to a Chansey, God help me. I could kind of see why that would go OU. Because, well, I'd say, I think the main argument for Chansey versus Blissey is that Eevee like Chansey probably actually has worse survivability. So, I don't know, you can kind of square it either way. But no lefties does hurt it in the long run. Anyway, he's going to S-toss me, and he's trying to get my Politoed down, and he actually found this Politoed to be a massive hindrance, which surprised me a hell of a lot. Because I don't really regard this Politoed as much. But it was pretty helpful in this battle. Anyway, I'm going to rest up as he switches into his Ninetales. And because he has that Venusaur, right? And I need to play around his Ninetales to the point where I can, his Venusaur will not do anything. Because if Gira gets 1 DD, I'm cool. So I'm going to go for a Sleep Talk. I kind of want to get a Toxic, but I do get a Rest. And he's actually going to go for a Roar. And I was thinking, oh, that was a prime time to get it. But in comes Mienshao. And I actually spend a lot of time doing one of my age-old stupid things of over-predicting massively and it kicking my arse in. I actually go for a U-turn, whereas I could have gone for a Stone Edge and massively hindered it. Although in hindsight, I don't know whether the Stone Edge would have killed. So U-turn might not have been such a bad thing, but getting tons of damage on that Ninetales would have been really helpful, like massively helpful. Anyway, Politoed's here again, and I am just going to Sleep Talk again, because why the fuck not? I might land a Toxic on something, and he's just going to go straight back into the Chansey. And I Sleep Talk, and I do get a Toxic, but it's on the Chansey, and it has Natural Cure, so overall pretty fucking irrelevant, I think you'd all agree. But I kind of need to get somewhere. And I'm not entirely sure where I can really go, but I suppose Mienshao is going to have to do it. Because Chansey, Eevee like Chansey is so fucking bulky, it's the only thing I can do. But once again, over-prediction bites me in the butt. And I go Stone Edge thinking he's going to go into, I don't know, something. Venusaur? So I go Stone Edge, it does nothing. He goes Counter and ruins my Mienshao. And I was like, oh, fuck me. So overall, all you've seen so far is a combination of Mike playing extremely well and me playing like a fucking dumbass. But now I'm just going to go for a knockoff because I need to do something, and I hit the Xatu. And this Xatu is going to be a huge pain in the dick as well. Because he can go into this thing whenever he wants. Pharaoh has literally no way of killing it. And if I go Stealth Rocks, I get Stealth Rocks on my side. That's Deny and Gira kind of in the shitter. So I've got to make sure that I try and play around his Xatu, but his Xatu probably has Roost, so that's kind of gay. But I need to get somewhere. Anyway, he is trying to Nightshade me down, but Politoed really isn't going to be taking that. What I want is I want to Scald and get me a burn, so that I might actually be able to get somewhere, because I at least need Stealth Rocks up to deal with that Ninetales. But he's going to keep nightshading me, and I know I can pull this out. I'll be okay. Unfortunately, the ball is in his court, because he can switch out or U-turn out knowing I'm going to rest, and then I'll be forced to sleep for 2 turns again. So it is kind of tricky, and later on, Politoed kind of falls behind a bit, because Stealth Rocks really put it close to the point, where Xatu could kill it on its own. But in comes this Genesect, and I hate Genesect, man. I fucking hate Genesect. It's really good. It is so fucking powerful. Anyway, you'll see some reason why I hate Genesect. Anyway, I'm going to go into Magnezone. Is he going to go U-turn again? I know that was painfully obvious, but I need to get somewhere. But I just... and then he's going to go into Dogtrio, and that's it. Magnezone's dead. So I was really disappointed in myself. I was like, oh, you should have remembered that. Come on, man. That was the most obvious fucking move in the book. So I lose my Magnezone and my Mienshao for effectively nothing. And that is huge. He has just picked away at my team with very minimal effort. But I need to get somewhere. So I think, okay, I'm going to go on a Gyarados. He is probably Focus Sashed, or he's Banded. But then he goes Stealth Rock's like, okay, he's Sashed, fine. So I'm going to DD up. And I need to get some attack and speed going so that I can actually start denting his team. So I go for a Waterfall, and I hit it down to his Sash, and he goes for a Memento. And I was like, well played. You know, I can't take anything away from that. That was just well played. He killed my zone, got his Stealth Rocks up, and then ruined my Gira. He's pretty good. Although I kind of gave it to him on a plate, but still, ain't gonna take anything away from the guy. Anyway, I'm going to go into Pharaoh because I figured he'd go T-Bolt or U-turn, and he does go T-Bolt. And at this point, I'm assuming Choice Scarf, so Gira needs at least 2 DDs to outspeed this thing, which isn't good because he has numerous things to fuck me up. But he's going to go back in it with Xatu, and I wanted to go Stealth Rocks just in case he didn't want to, but to be fair, he could have done. He could go into it any time on my Pharaoh. But now I need to try and hit this thing down. If I'd have gone for the Power Whip, I might have killed. I really doubt it. But I go for it now, and I miss. This is like, oh, well. What are you going to do? That's Pharaoh for you, you stupid spiky bollock. God, why did they even make you? What kind of fucking design for a Pokemon is that? Anyway, the Xatu was staring me in the face, and I need to do something. Anything, really. So I go into Politoed, and I'm going to try my last idea. I'm going to go for a School Burn. If I get a School Burn, I can at least, you know, force it to keep roosting, or he will just give up and sack it. One of the two, because Xatu is just pain in the arse, man. So I go Sleep Talk, and I get a Toxic, and I'm like, ugh. I also noticed that Politoed is taking a massive amount of damage, and I'm not entirely sure I'm going to live a U-turn after another, well, I suppose, ooh. In the grand scheme of things, I think I'll be okay, but it's going to be kind of finicky. If he switches out here, then he could probably get me. But he's going to go Nightshade again, and I look at my health, and I'm okay just barely after lefties. But I do Scald, and I do get my burn, so I'm like, oh yeah, that puts him on a fucking clock. But I'm just over, and I wasn't sure if he was going to go for U-turn or not. But he doesn't. He goes for the Nightshade. He goes for the kill, and he misses out on 8 points. And I'm like, fuck yes, go Politoed, keep on trucking, you crazy, crazy frog, you. He's a legend. I do like... No, actually, wait, no. I like the non-rain Politoed. Non-rain's better than rain one. But this is my try-hard team, because Mike's good. As I've said many times. Yeah, if it hasn't sunk in by now, it really should have done. Anyway, he's actually just going to let his Xatu die, I believe. But I'm going to switch out because I didn't think he would. I thought he'd roost or something. But I go into Dragonite, and I look at my health, and I'm thinking, yeah, no. No, but he's actually going to bring in his Genesect, and I'm thinking, okay, he's probably going to go Thunderbolt. He won't go Ice Beam. I go into Politoed, I go into Gira, I start setting up and trying to get some dances or whatever going, or I can just keep scolding him. I wall him. So I knew he was going to go T-Bolt, and I knew Dragonite would take it. However, the much smarter move would have been to roost over and over and over again. Keep trying to get up to high health, but I don't. I just balls it and go EQ. Because I was confident Dragonite would live, but I wasn't sure how well. And I've done this game before where I was trying to roost off like an attack constantly over and over again, and you just become crit bait after a while. So I do balls it, but it was the insanely wrong play. Just massively. Because Dragonite probably would have walled his Venusaur really well. Like, massively, so I should have tried to keep it. I should have done something to try and preserve it. But I didn't. That's my problem. I'm going to Pharaoh. He's going to get up his son. And he's going to go into the Venusaur. I've always had problem dealing with Venusaurs in the past, because they're just... And as I say, they're really insanely quick because of chlorophyll. They're also really bulky. A lot of people don't quite really get that. It doesn't really sink in because it's, you know, built on some teams to be a really quick sweeper. Or as a sort of Jumpluff-esque subseeder sometimes. But I have to sack Politoed, and I just had nothing to do. It was pretty much it. It came down to Gira has to Stone Edge crit, or something around there. Either way, I've gotten the rain up, so he can't really sweep me at the moment. He can in time, but at the moment, what it boils down to is Gira has to become God, and literally just has to Stone Edge and Waterfall its way through the entire team after 1 DD. So it's going to go into his Ninetales as I go for my DD. Oh no, I go for my Taunt, don't I? I should have DD'd! Why did I not DD? I broke the pattern! Oh no! You always DD on the Switch, man! Oh, that's my problem. Yeah, I go Taunt. I suppose it's because I'm trying to stop it from wisping me? Maybe? But here, well, no, I go, what is it? Stone Edge? Yeah, Stone Edge. I should have DD'd, though. Should have, man. But he goes in with Genesect. His Genesect could have gotten the kill on the Gira, even if I had DD'd, so... If I DD'd once on the Ninetales, I might have been okay. I don't know. But anyway, in comes the Venusaur. I actually taunt because I thought he'd Sleep Powder, and I was praying to Christ he'd miss. But Mike is a man who has finally fucking realised that running Sleep Powder on Growth Venusaur is a stupid idea, because you have no coverage. The best you can get is grass and fire, grass and ground. That's pretty piss poor. So, yeah, from what I've seen, he's just running Growth, which is so much smarter. I'd assume he's running EQ on there. If he is running Sleep Powder, then I don't know. I really don't understand why anyone would run it. I mean, yeah, it's like Breloom, like Sleep Sob, but seriously, on a Venusaur, you have the speed, it doesn't matter. You could probably tank one hit, Growth, and kill everything. Anyway, I bring in Pharaoh, he hidden power fires me for the game. Thank you for the battle, Mike. I do have, well, like I said, I've got another one after this. In fact, I have 3 more I need to narrate, so, yeah, that's why this narration hasn't been that great. Kind of a bit, I've forgotten what happened, most of these things. Anyway, see you in a sec, guys.